Hi and welcome to your Niagara News headlines for Wednesday, September the 12th, provided by Bullet News Niagara. I'm Annie Sylvester. Let's start things off with a check-in on the weather brought to you by Niagara Battery and Tire, the #1 choice for your tire, battery, and automotive needs in the Niagara Peninsula. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 19. For Thursday, sunny, becoming partly cloudy in the evening, a high of 29. Friday, cloudy, a 30% chance of showers, a low of 20, a high of 26. Saturday, sunny, a low of 13, a high of 21. For Sunday, sunny, a low of 12, a high of 22. Let's turn now to some of your top local headlines. Well, it's official, the Olympics of Gardening are coming to Niagara in 2017, and although it's being called the biggest event to ever hit the area, the price tag is huge too. $360 million to be exact. How that money will be raised remains to be seen, but bid documents say it can be offset by sponsorships. Robin Garrett, Chief Executive of the Tourism Partnership of Niagara, said this is absolutely the right thing for Niagara to do, and the returns on a show like this will far outweigh the investment. According to stats laid out by consultant company Deloitte & Touche, it's estimated the event will attract 3 million visitors and have an economic impact of some $831 million. Flora Niagara, the local group, organized a plan and staged the 150-day festival and exhibition, had its bid approved Tuesday in the Netherlands by the International Association of Horticulture Producers. Police are searching for a woman who robbed the Royal Bank at 211 Martindale Road in St. Catharines yesterday afternoon and have released a security tape. The suspect approached the teller just after 1 p.m. and handed a note that demanded cash. The teller complied and the suspect escaped on foot. Earlier in the day, a woman robbed a convenience store on Culp Street in Niagara Falls. Police are unable to say at this time if they think it was the same person. The suspect is described as a white female, 25 to 30 years of age, 5'6" to 5'8", with a medium build, dark brown hair, and a blemish on her left cheek. The suspect was wearing a gray hoodie, black yoga-style pants, black shoes, and reddish-brown sunglasses. Please call police if you do have any information. Niagara Falls Council deferred 2 motions last night, which aimed at encouraging tougher regulations for keeping large mammals in captivity. Councillor Janice Wing had asked colleagues for support on one motion calling on the provincial government to force zoos and aquariums to require a license to operate and that standards of animal care be developed and enforced, as the industry is currently not licensed in Ontario. Wing also tabled a second motion calling on the federal government to control and regulate the import of Sitchians. Owner of Marineland John Holer requested a deferral September the 7th. Marineland has been in the spotlight since a Toronto Star article featuring past Marineland staff claimed mistreatment of the animals at the establishment. St. Catharines City Council has seen a facelift. City staff was on hand to show off some of the new items for council members, staff, media, and visitors who attend the meetings. The project was the final phase of a $1.1 million enhancement project at City Hall to upgrade electrical systems and reconfigure office space, and it included lots of new technology like new audio-visual equipment, PCs, laptops, enhanced speaker systems, and more. Douglas Birchnell, project supervisor of the facility, said the council chambers haven't seen an update like this during his years with the city. Please go to Bullet News and read the full write-up. To forward Erie now, where the ongoing saga of the town's recently fired solicitor, Heather Salter, took an unexpected twist on Monday when Mayor Doug Martin motioned to reveal the details surrounding the dismissal, citing it was in the best interests of the town to know. Martin also produced a written letter by Salter which gave written formal permission for the town to disclose the details of her termination, including the rationale behind the firing and the financial details of the settlement. This means the decision to reveal the details now totally lies in the hands of the councillors. 5 patients have tested positive for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or MRSA, on the east end of the second floor of Hotel Dieu Shaver's inpatient building. During 2 sweeps of testing on the unit over 2 weeks, there was suggestion of internal transmission. Therefore, an outbreak was declared. In order for the outbreak to be over, there needs to be 2 weeks of no new nosocomial cases of MRSA. An outbreak management team has been formed and will meet weekly until the outbreak has been declared over. Okay, let's take a break here. More news in a moment. Welcome back. Well, this morning was the United Way's campaign kickoff breakfast. I headed down. Let's take a look. The United Way is an important part of our community. It helps those that are the most vulnerable, and it's all for the betterment of the entire community. Today at the Holiday Inn in St. Catharines, it's their 2012 campaign kickoff. I'm here at the breakfast to find out a little bit more.
We are all gathered here this morning to kick off the campaign. It's great to be here. And it's great for everybody. There's so many people here to work together and make a difference in this community.
This is the largest participation we have ever had in our kickoff, and we are beyond 450 people today.
To know there's a place to turn in times of need.
A place where all kids have a chance to realize their full potential.
To make our community the best it can be, we need people who are committed to giving.
Committed to volunteering.
Committed to advocating by giving a voice to the key issues facing our community.
Change starts here through United Way.
This year I was asked to represent Meridian through the United Way campaign, and I'm honored to do so. But through my stay, I've also been granted the opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself and give my personal story. Growing up, I was very deprived. I had little food, little nurture, and very little love. Nothing seemed worse than going to school only to be teased for the way you looked, the way you dressed, and the way you smelled. At 14, lots started to change. The counselors at school were starting to get concerned about my well-being and stepped in to assist. When doing so, unfortunately, they were manipulated into thinking that we were the issue at home. We had no voice, no self-confidence, and still no self-worth. And I felt as if nothing could make my life better. Finally, just before I turned 15, I had an option to leave home. I chose to put myself in a youth home, and by doing so, I was faced with the realization that my family life at home was unstable and unhealthy. The counselors there started building on my self-confidence. I was able to shower every day, I was able to eat, and I was treated like a human being. At 16, I got my first apartment. Many agencies around our community gave me food, clothing, furniture, anything and everything to get me started. In my many years of struggle, I have met wonderful people. I have found a new family, a wonderful job, and most importantly, I have found myself. Agencies all around the community enabled me to have my life back. I utilized community care, housing help, shelters like the Raft and YWCA, and these are only a few of the agencies that you support through United Way.
The United Way's 19th annual golf tournament was presented by Performance Cars, and we had a very successful day on August the 20th at Peninsula Lakes Golf Club. Thank you to the golf committee for all of their hard work, and to all of the players, the prize donors, the sponsors, and the volunteers who made this day possible. On August the 11th, Rick Dykstra hosted Hockey Night in St. Catharines 3. This event brought NHLers, NHL alumni, Niagara Ice Dogs, and community members together on a hot Friday night to raise an amazing $140,000 for our community.
There is no question that what we can accomplish together is much greater than what we can each do on our own. When you make your pledge to the United Way this fall, please know that giving to the United Way is your community's most effective way to address pressing local needs. These issues include children living in poverty, challenges facing low-income households, and affordable housing. United Way provides the building blocks for a thriving community in 3 key areas: kids, poverty, and empowering people. By creating lasting change for those most in need, they advance the common good of the entire community. Ladies and gentlemen, our campaign goal of $3.1 million is set for the 2012 campaign. In order for us to achieve this goal, we need help from each and every one of you. Change is possible. This is your invitation to give, volunteer, and advocate on behalf of those in need in your community.
And that wraps up today's headlines. I'm Annie Sylvester for Bullet News Niagara. Have a great evening.